Gene Silva defeats Bryce Mitchell via second round submission. And yes, I'm gutted. I wanted the main man Bryce Mitchell to win. He's a character, isn't he? He is a character, to say the least. He's made a name for himself. He's made a name for himself. Look, I like him. I like how he says what he thinks. I like how he speaks his mind. Not that I agree with everything he says. Not that at all, but he speaks his mind. He's a character. I wanted him to do well. He's got hype around his name. There we go. But no, Gene Silva wins. The guy's an up and comer. He's, the guy's the future, really, Gene Silva. He proved that tonight. It was a good performance by him. It wasn't awful from Mitchell. It wasn't awful from Bryce at all, though. I thought Bryce did pretty well in that fight. Especially in that first round, I thought Bryce looked pretty decent. I think, you know, if we look at that first round, Bryce was able to outstrike Gene Silva. There were some good shots landing from Bryce Mitchell in that first round. He looked calm and composed on the feet. To be fair, he was landing good shots on the feet and did better than what I thought he would do. And he was able to block some good shots, defend himself well on the feet, and come back with a few good, clever counter shots, to be fair, Bryce. And Bryce was able to take the initiative quite a bit as well. He was coming forward fairly well, able to land some good shots, try and get the jab going. It was good from Bryce on the feet, to be honest. He was able to get a takedown as well. We had 3 takedown attempts, got one though, but Gene Silva was the one in that first round who was able to put in the better work on the ground, using his jiu-jitsu to good use, and that showed in that fight. It was good from Silva on the ground, and when you saw that, and when we saw that, Silva was able to get some good stuff going on the ground with a few good submission attempts. You could tell it was going to be Gene Silva's fight. It was always going to be. I was thinking Gene Silva can either get the better of Mitchell on the feet, but if he gets the better of him on the ground, then it's not going to end well, and that is what happened. Gene Silva was able to get the better of Mitchell on the ground. The ground game was Mitchell's main hope in winning this fight, and in the end, that just didn't work for him. Gene Silva has got good high-level jiu-jitsu. Gene Silva has got good level striking as well, and it showed in the fight. Gene was accurate with the shots that he was throwing, and that was good to see from him. Mitchell's volume was decent and Mitchell's accuracy was decent, but I think Gene Silva's got overall better fight IQ than what Mitchell has, and that showed in that fight, the fight IQ of Gene Silva. He was very good on the ground today, Gene. He was very good at being able to get his work done. Submission attempts really making Bryce work, really tiring out Bryce Mitchell on the ground. That was a good job from Gene Silva going into that second round after the work he was able to do in that first round, really being able to tire out Bryce Mitchell. That was good to see from Gene Silva. Look, then we go into that second round. It is good on the feet from both guys. Bryce was getting some good success upstairs, but we saw Bryce able to, target a good few leg kicks here and there, which was good from Bryce Mitchell, trying to get some good calf kicks going, trying to break the legs of Gene Silva, trying to shut down his leg kicks because, that is something that Gene Silva is it is good at. He is good at trying to work the leg kicks, or try and work the body with his kicks, trying to shut down his kicks completely. I think the game plan from Bryce it made all the sense in the world, and I think he did fight smart. But Gene Silva is just a good up and comer who's really coming up and trying to show a different kind of level, and that level showed tonight against his toughest test in Bryce Mitchell. But Silva was good on the feet at being able to get his work going, and we saw 19 strikes to Mitchell's 15. More good, better accuracy from Gene Silva upstairs into the body. It was good work from Gene Silva. Saw some, he was mixing up his shots very well on the feet, and the fight eventually went to the ground, and Gene Silva was able to do what he wanted to do. Got his submission attempts in, eventually got his one, put Bryce Mitchell to sleep. He's just a very smart fighter, Gene Silva. He's a very smart fighter, and he's massively trying to build his way up the rankings now. He's going to be ranked on Tuesday. We know that for a fact now. I mean, what would be next for both guys? I mean, for Bryce Mitchell, this was his biggest fight so far. It was the biggest fight for both guys, and Mitchell did show himself nicely as well in this fight with some work he was doing. But yeah, it just wasn't to be. It just wasn't to be for Bryce tonight. That's the unfortunate thing. But yeah, look for Bryce Mitchell. Do we see a Dan Ige rematch? I don't know. I mean, does he fight someone unranked, Bryce Mitchell now? I don't know. Could he fight Jackenzie? For Gene Silva, a Josh Emmett fight? No, Emmett lost his recent one to Murphy. But could it be Murphy for Gene Silva? Or is that a bit too soon for him at the moment? I know it's going to be interesting to see what's next for Gene Silva. What do the UFC actually want to do with him? That's actually going to be very interesting to see. I'm actually looking forward to seeing what is the next steps for Gene Silva, because that is going to be very interesting to see what goes on with him from now. But yeah, anyway, good fight there. Good finish from Gene Silva. Thank you for watching.